the long-awaited video on my YouTube channel, how to mint and flip Solana NFTs in Q1 of 2022. Welcome everybody, NFT IQ here, and I wanted to explain this whole video series about Solana NFTs in Q1 2022. This playlist is going to be the most comprehensive guide for anybody who's interested in getting into Solana, or somebody who already knows a lot and wants to really see what the trends are and learn my opinion about it. So be sure to check out the playlist and find the videos that are most relevant for you. It's going to be the most detailed information you're going to find on YouTube about Solana NFTs right now. So that being said, let's dive right into today's topic, which is the mint and flip technique for Solana NFTs. Now, if I wanted to grow my YouTube channel, I would just make videos every single day about new upcoming projects that you can mint and flip. And guess what? I don't do that. I don't do that because I have a high level of personal integrity, and I know that most people who get into minting and flipping lose money. This is why most people lose money in NFTs, because they get into the mint and flip mentality and they don't understand how the process works, and the mathematics of this are most people lose money. That's just the reality of the situation. So beware other YouTube channels that are trying to get you to mint and flip projects every single day of the week. If you're interested in making informed decisions and you want to learn how to invest in good projects and filter out the real gems, then you want to stick to you want to hang around on my channel and check out the other videos in my playlist. But if you want to get into flipping, guess what? I'm going to show you how to do it. I've done this successfully a couple times, but overall, I wanted to start this video with a warning on why I actually don't spend my time doing this. So number one, there are a lot of rug pulls, and that's true on Ethereum, it's true on Solana. And it's getting better because RadRugs is out there auditing, so you can hopefully find projects that have been audited nowadays. And there's hopefully going to be more of that. But there's still a risk of rug pulls, and then you're going to be in a project that just becomes illiquid very, very quickly if there's a rug pull. Second thing, it's super easy to buy at the top of the NFTs marketplace, especially on projects that aren't giving you long-term value. And when you're in the mint and flip mindset, it is very difficult. There just aren't high quality projects launching every single day. There are some that are going to be bullish, that are going to have a price pump, and then they're going to kind of taper off like you see in this chart. There's probably going to be 2 or 3 of these a day right now on Solana. But the actual gems that I try and buy, there's only maybe 1 or 2 of those per week. So if you're trying to do this, you're going to get stuck buying at the top. And a lot of times, if you are not paying attention and know how to do this correctly. Another reason I like to do this is it's very time consuming. You really have to check every single day on what's going to mint. You got to follow people on Twitter. You have to check all these analytics tools, and then you have to sit at your desk and do trading actively throughout the day. And I personally just don't have time or energy to put into that, and it's just not worth the amount of money. So the low liquidity issue is a problem in this space, because you can't buy, if you mint 10 NFTs on Solana and you don't sell on the way up, even if you try and do that, if you dump 10 on the market, on the marketplace, those are just going to tank the floor price. These are so volatile, and the floor can turn so quickly with just a handful of listings that you can't really do enough volume to make this work unless you're talking about just making small amounts of money. So personally, I don't think it's really worthwhile. And obviously most projects dump after a few days. So let's look at this price chart really quick. This was a hot one this week. Had a lot of followers on Twitter. I'm not going to FUD on any project. It's a good project. But this is just the nature of what happens even with good projects. So you can see day one, the peak price was 1.3 Solana. They probably minted either for 0.5, 0.8, or 1. I'm not sure exactly, but the peak price was 1.3. So congratulations to anyone who sold at the top there, because they were the only winners in this process, except for the people who were ended up buying down here. Anyways, you can see if you bought at the top, it never recovered for more than a week, and therefore you're now illiquid, and you're going to lose momentum on future mint and flip opportunities because you're stuck holding this thing or you're selling it at a loss. So this is just a really tricky thing to do. There are other trading strategies that work better. I am making there's already a comprehensive video guide about the details of these strategies, as well as individual videos going over a couple of these techniques. So if you're interested in learning more about these techniques that I personally believe work better, then you're going to want to check out those videos in the playlist. That being said, minting and flipping, it can work. So the reason this can work is because there's a lot of money coming into the Solana marketplaces right now. It's a very popular thing to do. And like there are enough influencers and micro influencers out there right now where projects do get pumps initially. The other good thing is that you don't have to have very large margins because there are no gas fees. So you're not losing that $200 or $300 like you would on Ethereum. And another good thing about this is that the minting fees are very low. So you can try this out with just like a few $100s, anywhere from like 0.33 to 2 Solana. It seems to be the mint price these days. And so I've even seen them as low as 0.1 Solana. And so if you're working with a very small amount of money or trying to grow your wallet and you think you can act fast and put a lot of time in this can work for you. Also, there are 2 to 3 projects that pump every day. So they're out there. You just have to really know what you're doing and get some practice. Another thing I want to warn you about is that you need to be using a burner wallet when you mint NFTs on Solana. The reason for this is that you can actually have your wallet drained. So imagine you're holding some NFTs and some Solana inside your wallet. You mint a new project and you're trying to click through everything really fast, and you accidentally approve the permission for the minting application to auto approve transactions here. Guess what? That thing can now send requests to your wallet and it'll do whatever it wants. It'll send your Solana to their wallet. It'll send your NFTs to their wallet. And there's nothing anybody can do to stop them. And it's just because you made a simple mistake. So if you're going to get into minting, the safest thing to do is to put 1 or 2 Solana in a burner wallet where you're going to mint, the day that you're going to do your minting transactions, and use that wallet and make sure that you never allow auto approval of transactions from any application, especially when you're minting, because this is a pretty popular scam right now. So how do we find upcoming mint events on Solana? Well, surprisingly, you can just hop on Magic Eden homepage, and those get a lot of eyes on them. And if they have a solid following and they have some solid utility or whatever, then they can do surprisingly well. And you can just kind of check it out there. It's a really free and easy thing to do. I'm going to go through the Soluminati in the next slide. Alpha groups, if you want to spend a ton of time doing this, and what you can do is you can join like several alpha groups and then cross-reference. If you hear 2 or 3 alpha groups all talking about the same project minting today, then there's a really high chance that's going to pump. And if you can get in and out quick, then that can work really well. Solana Analysis, Solanalysis, I'm not sure how they want me to pronounce the name of their company. Another slide for that here in a second. You can also follow influencers on Twitter. There's some accounts that are dedicated just to like daily minting events, and actually Ninja Alerts has Solana support. You can go to their Discord for free and it'll give you like the top 3 Solana minting events of the day, which is kind of nice. But by far the best tool to use is Soluminati, the radar. So what you need to do is go to Magic Eden and purchase a Soluminati NFT. Currently, the floor price is below 1.5 Solana. It is, in my opinion, the best investment you can make as a Solana NFT trader is to buy one of those and get access to the tool. Because they're just really inexpensive, and this tool is the best one that I've found. I can't say it's the best one because there's other ones, there's other good ones. I use a lot of them, but this one is really valuable, and especially if you're doing flipping and you're looking for upcoming projects, you can use the radar and you can see a list of mints of the day. You can see how many followers they have on Twitter, how many people are in their Discord, can do a quick spot check on their website, and all of that kind of stuff. Plus, other people who are using this tool, they can actually vote to say whether they think a project is worth minting or not. So if you see a lot of good votes here, that could be like a bullish signal. Plus it has the mint price. So this is like really comprehensive. I'm not sure how they gather all this data. It's quite interesting to me. But anyways, Soluminati number 1. Number 2 is Solana Analysis, however you pronounce the name of this company. You can use this for free. You don't have to buy an NFT or any kind of subscription. And you can go to their homepage, click on mints of the day, upcoming NFT drops, and then sort by date. And you can see what's coming up today and click to get more details. So when you're doing analysis on like, am I going to actually mint one? Say you found one you're interested in using one of those tools and you're trying to figure out, is this good? Is this bad? Is this going to pump or not? How many followers are we generally looking for? Because this is a totally different world than Ethereum, obviously, where there's like thousands and thousands of people following every Twitter account. Things are just different in Solana. They're much smaller. So, for example, this Solana Game Boys that launched yesterday, this one minted for like 0.1 or 0.2, and it had a bit of a run up. Yeah, mint price is 0.1. This one actually did okay, at least on the first day, so congrats to them. And it was because the scarcity was so high. So when you're looking at the number of followers, you need to consider it in context of how many NFTs are in their mint supply. So this one was only minting 500. Very, very small project, but it had a pump on the first day, and you could have made, 0.1 Solana in each one. Obviously, most people are going to be working with margins that are higher than that, with projects that have higher mint fees and more people. But like, you can spot these things and do pretty well. And I just want to show it's very contextual. Even these small projects can have a bull run on day one. And here was like a much bigger one. Again, like another very good project, in my opinion, that happened yesterday called The Remnants. I actually tried to mint one of these because I was, really trying out the minting process yesterday to really refresh my memory on how this all works. And I tried to mint one of these. I had 3 failed transactions, and then it sold out. And that happens. The good news is that the failed transactions don't cost you any money on Solana. But this one sold for 0.8 Solana on the public sale, and the total supply was, I think they had maybe 3,000 or 4,000 total, but they had sold some during the whitelist. So there's 2,590 available, and those sold out really like instantly. And you can see all it took was 5,000 followers. You don't need 100,000 followers like freaking Hatebeast or 1 million people or whatever on Solana. These people who are doing this are really dedicated, and they tend to mint these projects, and they do tend to run up on that day one. So the question is, when do you sell these? And the answer is, obviously, you sell these on the way up. You cannot really predict where the top is going to be on these. It's not going to be very high in most cases. And you should be happy if you sell on the way up, even if the prices continue to rise. So let's say you minted at this one, you minted it for 0.5 and you sold it at 0.8. That would have been like a big win, in my opinion. That's how I would do it, is a pretty narrow margin and only buy like 1 or 2 of these, depending on the number of people, the amount of hype that you expect. So I wouldn't mint like 10 because they become illiquid. If you were to drop 10 on the floor at 0.8, you could actually like tank the entire like bull run, honestly, because these projects are just, these floors are like so finicky. So you have to be really careful about how quickly you're listing if you're holding a bunch of them. So this is not financial advice, but if you just buy 1 or 2 or 3 and you kind of sell them on the way up, you can do pretty well. And that's really my opinion about it. I would just work with narrow margins and only mint a handful and try and sell them for a relatively small amount of profit on the way up. And that's the way I would do things right now. Because if you're trying to 2x or 3x, you're going to hit the top, and then you're going to have an illiquid asset and be upside down pretty quickly. It's important that you Also implement a stop loss. So if you see the price plunging, like don't be afraid to list below the floor or even like substantially below the floor to get rid of it quick, because the floors can drop really fast. So if you need to get rid of something because you bought at the top and you need to execute on your stop loss, don't be afraid to list like a little bit below floor value, or actually quite a bit below floor value, just to get rid of it. Because if you're not planning to hold long term, you don't want to be stuck with an illiquid asset that is decreasing in value, which is honestly what happens with most of these projects. And you need to stick with your plan. Go into the mint with a plan for how much you're going to buy for, how many you're going to buy, and what you're going to sell them for, and what your stop loss is. And you need to execute on that plan. No matter how excited you get, as it's coming up, just be happy that you're executing on your plan. Be proud of yourself for doing that. So again, not financial advice, but that is my strategy on how I do this. Once again, this is the most comprehensive Solana NFT buying guide that you're going to find that's contextual to Q1 2022, if not the most comprehensive Solana buying guide on YouTube right now. So be sure to check out the full playlist. And yeah, it looks like I probably screwed up the font size on this slide, so apologies for that. But the next video is going to be about how to avoid being scammed with Solana NFTs. And this is something you're going to want to be aware of if you're minting or really anything, doing any trading whatsoever. So thanks everybody, NFT IQ. I will see you in the next video.